up, everybody? Today we're going to be going over my breakout players for the 2020 season. Let's get started. Kyler Murray. Now, I don't ever draft QBs early, but if Murray fell far enough, I would take him. You get a great base with his running yards. Normally, any other year, 544 yards would be great as a quarterback rushing, but with Jackson last year, he absolutely crushed that. As a rookie, Murray was able to be a top 12 quarterback 44% of the time and a top 6 quarterback 25% of the time. This year, he just added one of the best wide receivers in the league with DeAndre Hopkins. Now he has Fitzgerald, Kirk, and Hopkins all on the field at the same time with a great pass-catching running back with Drake as well. I think Arizona is going to be a playoff team this year, along with your fantasy team if you end up drafting this guy. A.J. Brown. When I see A.J. Brown, I cannot help to think of T.O. He is too big and fast and agile to be out there juking and outrunning defenders. The biggest thing that helps A.J. is that the play-action pass is the #1 thing going for Tennessee, and it gives Tannehill more time to pass him the ball. A.J. had a slow start during his rookie season, with his first 9 out of 10 games being wide receiver 29 or lower. However, weeks 12 through 17, he had 4 games in the top 10 and even 1 in the top 15. Even with that slow start for the first 10 games, he ended up being a top 10 wide receiver. I think, without a doubt, he is going to be a top 5 wide receiver this year. DJ Metcalf. Now, Metcalf didn't have top 25 wide receiver stats last season, but just like A.J. Brown, he is going to an offense that's going to give him more targets this season. He was able to get separation and be successful on his routes his rookie season. He also showed that he could break tackles in the NFL, and like anyone really doubted that this guy was going to go down easy. He has a great quarterback throwing to him who can get away from the sack, and hopefully Metcalf can get one of those broken play touchdown passes, which Russell Wilson is known for. Plus, DJ Metcalf looks up to Mr. Unlimited. I don't care what people say, I love the Russell Wilson Mr. Unlimited gig. Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews was a fantasy hero last season, coming in big during the fantasy playoffs, with an 8th place finish in week 15 and a 1st place finish in week 16. Lamar Jackson is only going to improve as a passer, and his chemistry is going to improve with Mark Andrews this season. Mark Andrews finished as the #1 overall tight end 3 times in 2019. You know who didn't do that? Travis Kelce, who's being drafted almost 2 rounds before him. Now, he did lead all tight ends in touchdowns with 10 last season, but I can actually see that number staying the same or increasing. I also think he will get a slight bump in passing yardage this season. I mean, if you think about it, he only played 50% of the Ravens' offensive snaps. That means he's going to have even more opportunity this year to score or get yardage. My last breakout player is Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Look, I already did a video talking about how great this guy is. You can go check out those stats over there. He is going into a perfect role. It's kind of like what happened with Zeke when he went to Dallas. We all drafted him high, and he was perfect. We all knew Kansas City was going to be another great offense this year, but we knew their weakest part was their running backs. Now, they just drafted the highest drafted running back in 2020. And he's a guy who can not only run the ball well, but he can catch the ball. Andy Reid always has a workhorse running back, and CEH is gonna be that workhorse running back. I could potentially see him as a top 5 running back this season. You guys, that's it for the Huddle. If you guys liked the video, please hit that like or subscribe button down below, and I'll see you in the next Huddle. Ready, break!